taking model. All right, it is going to return success page. It is returning success page. This method should bind to post request. This method should bind to post request because form is getting submitted. That request we are going to handle by using post request. For that we are using post mapping. Why student object Ismail? This student object, if we send, that means the form fields will display empty and that will be binded to that object. Form data should be binded to object. That's the reason we need to tell that in the project we have so many classes, right? Which form should be binded to which object? We are going to represent that by using this model. Key comma value, one empty object I'm sending, so that empty object can be binded to this form. Whenever you enter the data in the form, that data will be stored into this empty object. That's the reason I'm sending this object. Okay, fine. Now what is the next step? This is the method which is binded to post request. When user submit this form by clicking on this button, then I want to call this method. So this method is binded to post request by using post mapping with slash save student. This is the URL pattern. So why I am taking two parameters? When this form is submitted, form data should come in the form of one object. That object I am taking as a method parameter, and the model is used to send the success message to this ASP page. Okay, I'm going to capture student data. First let me print that student object. Are we really capturing the form data or not? Then student dot get name. Student dot get name. So what is the message that I need to display, guys? What is the message I need to display? Name comma your registration completed successfully. This is my message. Name comma your registration completed successfully. Name I got it. Now string message text is equal to name your registration completed successfully. Your registration completed successfully. That is the message text. Then model dot add attribute of key message value is message text. That's it. Okay, I have written one method that is binded to post request. Post request. Slash save student is the URL pattern. It is binded to post request. In this method, I'm taking student object as a parameter, model as a parameter. Student object form data will come in the form of object. Model, it is used to send the data from controller to UI in the form of key comma value. My key is message, value is the message text. In that message text, I'm adding student name and I'm displaying this message. Guys, look at the controller now. One method is binded to get request, that is used to display the form, empty form. Another method is binded to post request, that is used to handle the form submission. Samjha? Ismail, are you able to follow me? Are you guys able to follow me? Why I have taken two methods in the controller? One method is used to display empty form. Another method is used to handle form submission. Take it. Good. Now create the view files. One JSP name should be index.jsp. One JSP file name should be index.jsp. One JSP file name should be index.jsp. Another JSP file name should be success.jsp. New other JSP file name, that should be success.jsp. One JSP file name should be index.jsp. Another file name should be success.jsp. In the index.jsp, I need to display the form. Okay, for that we need to import that form taglib directive. Taglib directive, spring MVC form tags, prefix I'm giving as form. Prefix I'm giving as a form. Now how to develop a form? To display a form, form colon form, action, then we will give modal attribute, then we will give method. We will give method. Okay. Action is what? Save student. What I have given as a URL pattern for the controller method? Save student. This should be given as action name. What is the modal attribute? So to display this form, we are sending key and object. Now, to access this object, I will use this key as a modal attribute. That means I want to represent this form should be binded to this student object. Method, form submission will go as a post request. So I'm sending the method as a post. Good. Next, let me take a table to represent these fields, guys. In the table we will have tr. In the tr we will have td. In the tr we will have td. Okay, good. Now in the first td I will give as a name. Name is a text field. So how to display the name text field? Form colon input. Path is equal to name. Form colon input. I have already given what is the meaning of form colon input? To display a text field. I want to display name as a text field. I want to display name as a text field. For that I am giving form colon input. Path is equal to name. What is this path? This path represents variable. Binding class variable. Good. So it is going to display a text field. Name. Similarly, email. Email is also a text field. Email is also a text field. Form colon input, path is equal to email. Next, name email. After name, email, gender. Gender is what? Radio button. Okay. For radio button, what is the tag? Form colon radio button. Form colon radio button, path is equal to gender. First one is the male and second one is the female. Male and female. Male and female. Name, email, gender. Now third one is a drop down. Third one is a drop down. Course. For the drop down, we need to take form colon select. Form colon select. Okay. For select, what is the path? That is the course. This drop down value should be stored into course variable. For the drop down, we need to display option. Form colon option. First option I will give as select. Second option I will give as some Java, Python, DevOps. Java, Python, DevOps. Multiple options we can display. First option is Java. Second option is Python. Third option I will give it as DevOps. DevOps. Okay. Course. Option. For every option we need to give value. For this I am giving the value as empty. When you select the Java, what should go to the server? Now for the server I will give the value, this one as Java. For this one I will give the value as Python. For this one value I will give it as DevOps. Got it. So like this I am displaying multiple options for the course drop down. Drop down means only one value can be selected. Next one is checkboxes. Okay. That is timings. Timings. So in order to display a checkbox, we have a tag called checkbox tag. What is that? Form colon checkbox, path is equal to timings. Path is equal to timings. Inside the, form colon checkbox, path is equal to timings. Now what is the checkbox timing? First one is morning. Okay. Form colon checkbox, path is equal to timings. For checkbox, no end tag for timings. Okay. Checkbox. checkbox. Yeah, morning and evening. Morning and evening. So this is my form, guys. Form colon form with action, model attribute, and a method. Next one, a table I'm taking. Inside the table, I have some tags which are used to display the form fields. Text field is available, radio button is available, and a drop down is also available. To display a text field, form colon input tag. To display a radio button, form colon radio button tag. To display a drop down, form colon select tag. To display an option in the drop down, form colon option tag. To display a checkbox, we have form colon checkbox tag. Are you guys clear with this? Are you guys clear with this? How I am developing a registration form? Cool. It's not difficult, guys. Just you need to understand when to use which tag. That's it. Now a success message we have to display. For this success message, we need to access the key dollar message. It will display a success message, and I need to add one hyperlink. Ahref go back. What I need to do when you click on go back, I will click on student. That means I just want to call the first method. When you click on go back hyperlink, when you click on go back hyperlink, I want to go back to the first page. What is the first page URL? /student. So I'm giving hyperlink with the student. When you click on go back, it will call this first method. What this first method will do, it will display index page, and it is sending one student empty object. What is there in the index? In the index, we are displaying a form, and that form we are binding to student object. That's it. All right, let me try to run this application. It should work as expected. Let me try to run this application. It should work as expected. Right click, run as boot app. Don't buttify the web applications, guys. You need to develop the application by thinking. You have to think about it. Am I buttifying anything, or I'm writing the code in front of you? I'm writing the code in front of you. I'm explaining and I'm writing the code in front of you. Every line of code I have written in front of you. Now go to browser, localhost colon 9090/student. Failed. Attribute value. Guys, see here, attribute value is required for non-boolean values. Attribute value is required for non-boolean values. I think it is failing at the checkbox tag. Okay, for the checkbox, I need to give you a value. So whenever you select morning, what value should go to server? I want to send morning only. When you select evening checkbox, what value should go to server? Evening value only should go to server. Morning and evening values should go to server. Good. Yeah. Now let's try to refresh. Wow. A beautiful registration page is displayed. A beautiful registration page is displayed. Save this. A beautiful registration page is displayed. Okay. Form colon checkbox path value is equal to morning and value is equal to evening. Okay. Path. All right. Fine. We need to have here one button. We need to have a button. Right. First, yeah, I will give one single button in the single TD. So to display a button, I'm writing input type is equal to submit, value is equal to register. Input type is equal to submit, value is equal to register. Then refresh it. Wow. Are you able to see the button register? Are you able to see the button register? Yes, we are able to see the button register. Right. Now, clear the console, guys. I want to show you that form data is coming in the form of object or not. I want to show you that form data is coming in the form of object or not. already we have given SOP statement in our method. Whenever you click on the register button, this post request method will be called. In that method we have SOP statement that will print the object. Okay, enter the details: Ashok IT school, gender male, course Java, timings morning and evening. I'm selecting form data and I'm entering the data in the text field. I selected radio button, I selected drop down value, I selected checkboxes. Click on register. Ashok, your registration completed successfully. Go back. Right now, let me enter Raju. Raju@gmail.com. Raju is male. Raju interested for DevApps. Raju interested for morning. Click on register. Raju, your registration completed successfully. Check the console. Can you see the console? Form data is coming in the form of object or not? Whatever the fields that we have selected, that data is coming in the form of object. That object is printing on the console because of that SOP statement. We have toString method. Perfect. Guys, don't buttify this code. Don't buttify this code. Gender value is not coming. Gender is coming empty. Okay. I think we have missed the value option for the gender. For male, I will give the value as male. For the female also, I will give the value as female. Good. Gender value is not coming in the object. That means gender is not captured. See here, gender coming empty. Clear the console. I mentioned value for that. Go back. Now enter name Ashok. Ashok IT school, male, course Python, timings morning and evening. Click on register. Ashok, your registration completed successfully. Go back. Okay. See here, username Ashok, email, gender is male, course is Python, timings morning and evening. Alright guys, now, so this user data we captured. User data we captured from the form in the form of object. Are you guys done with this? Cool. So we completed our form development. Okay, I will give this code. I will give this code guys, but don't copy paste it. I want you people to try. I want you people to try on your own. Right? You need to write the setters getters for these variables. Write the setters getters for variables. Setters and getters for these variables. And I'm taking student controller class. I'm taking student controller class. And we are having index.jsp page. Index.jsp page where we are developing the form. And we have success.jsp where it is printing success messages of our page, success message of our page. That's it. I will upload this class notes in the Google Classroom. Before coming to tomorrow's session, I want you guys to try developing this login form and registration form, because once you guys develop this, then we are going to develop one application with layered architecture. Currently, I'm not communicating with the database. I'm just teaching you WebMVC concepts. Once you are clear with these WebMVC concepts, we need to develop one web application which contains both login and registration with layered architecture. Okay, cool. Yes, in the post method also you can use query parameters and path variables, Ismail. In the post method, you can use query parameters, path parameters, and request body also. Okay? Good. So fine. Please practice this registration form example before coming to tomorrow's session. Tomorrow I will clarify all your doubts, and tomorrow we will see layered architecture. Good. Thank you guys. With this I'm stopping for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Good night. Please practice this before coming to tomorrow. Tomorrow we will develop layered application with WebMVC. Thank you. Sagar, you no need to worry about it, man. It will not charge any money from you. Okay.
అది ఏంటనో అడిగినా సబ్స్క్రైబ్ అడిగాను पूरी पूरी करता बजे फ्री है तो बड़े इच्छा ना